Oh hey, it's Vlogger 684.
Good morning and welcome to another French Friday, wherein I'm actually going to be answering the question whether or not Notre Dame is worth it. Definitely a subjective answer to that, but I think it's very worth it. I'm going to spend my time kind of going around the church, in it, through it, tell you a couple fun facts about it, try to keep it short, but also enjoy some of the views, put a little music to it, and give you some fun facts and tips. One big tip is make sure to come to the garden behind the church. That's where I'm starting today. This is an area that a lot of people don't make it to for some reason, and it's gorgeous. Lots of flowers, beautiful view of the church. The church is unbelievable from the backside. You can see all of the flying buttresses in their glory, although we have some scaffolding today. It just gives you a completely different angle than most people are used to. Most people are used to the postcard front and not so much the back, but the back, highly worth it. So make sure you come and check it out. And if you're lucky, you'll get some really nice flowers as well. Like these. These are for my mom. These flower shots are for my mom specifically. The church itself took somewhere between 120 and 180 years to build. I was looking up different timelines of it. It kind of depends on when you consider the beginning of construction and the end of construction officially. Not an expert. I'm sure somebody below can leave you an answer. And Wikipedia has, an answer that was different than I was expecting. That's why I'm feeling a little bit less certain about it right now. But can you imagine being the person who designed this thing and knowing you're going to die long before you ever see it completed? Pretty crazy. It's also interesting because so many different architects, 4 or 5 different architects oversaw the construction of this church, which means that the styles, as you get higher, especially the towers in the front, differ. And one of the fun things that I like to do that I don't think a lot of people notice is sit in front of the church and actually pay attention to the differences in styling from one tower to the other, because they're not symmetrical. They look like they're symmetrical at first glance. They're not symmetrical. The rose windows are incredible. They're the giant circular windows filled with stained glass. And they actually removed all the stained glass during World War II to prevent it from getting bombed out. Basically, they were worried, well, not to prevent it from getting bombed out, but if it got bombed out, that way they wouldn't at least lose the glass, which obviously would cause some serious problems. I think they hid it all in the catacombs, wandering into speculation now, but I'm pretty sure they hid all the glass in the catacombs and then put it all back in after the war was over, which is pretty incredible. So it's all the original glass. And there's actually a stained glass museum you can see here in town, which gives you a good idea of like the ways that they used to make and maintain all the stained glass in the city. Blech. A couple things about entering Notre Dame. If you've never been here before, there may be an intimidating looking line. Don't worry, they're just doing a quick security check. Always moves quickly. I've never been in line out here for more than like 10 minutes. And that's rare. Even this line's only gonna last like 5 minutes. The other thing is, guys, you can't wear hats. Ladies, your shoulders have to be covered. Obviously, it's easier to take a hat off than to cover your shoulders if you don't come prepared. So ladies, make sure you got something to cover them shoulders up. You gotta be modest. We're in church. This church actually has suffered some massive vandalization over the years. The most recent, the biggest is probably when the revolution took place and they turned this into a temple of reason. I think that's when they decapitated the statues, if not all the statues, a lot of the statues that are still, actually the heads are on display at one of the museums here in town. The spire, the 13th century spire was torn down, so when you come see the new big black Gothic spire, that's not old. Well, I mean, it's old, it's like 180 years old, 150 years old. There are a lot of additions and stylizations that changed in the 19th century as they were trying to modernize the churches in France. And so, yeah, I'm not sure, I don't know to what extent that all happened, but it's really interesting to look at this stuff and recognize that while the church itself is in the range of like 850 years old, something like that, there are a lot of elements to it that aren't that old at all. Hats off. I knew I should have shaved before I did this. They're just gonna check your bag, tell you to take your hat off. No, drinks or food or whatever inside, and no flash photography, but this kind of photography is okay because I'm not using a flash. Looks like they built some bleachers, but normally what I like to do, very first thing, is walk straight to the center and look all the way up the church. It's unbelievable. And when they're using incense and stuff in here, it gets kind of smoky. This place Gives you a good sense of just how ginormous this place is. These bleachers are kind of ruining it, but not entirely. And whichever direction you want to go is fine from here, but I tend to go counterclockwise. I think that's the intended direction, since the entrance is over here, the exit's over there. Just walk around, check out the alcoves. If you want to light a candle, you can leave a donation to do that. And if you're lucky, they might be doing mass or having a choir singing, and it sounds incredible in here when they do. Makes it easier for me to talk to you right now that they don't, but I'm kind of sad that they don't have one going right now. Something's gonna happen.
Silence, please.
Well, so what we're missing at the top of the church are a couple cool things. One is that there's actually a scale model of the entire church made out of wood, so keep going around the top, definitely worth it. The other thing is that there's actually an example, maybe I'll talk outside. The other thing that's at the top of the church that we're missing out on, unfortunately, is a model of how they built the church. It's really fascinating. If you ever watch, there's a cartoon we watched in French class in high school, which is amazing. But there's so many like ingenuitive ways that they actually built the arches, everything. One of the coolest things, they built the arches in wood first and then set the stone into them. And what they would do to get rid of the wood is they just burn it. And then the stone would set in place, and there you go. You have a stone arch. It's incredible. This whole place is amazing. So if you haven't picked up on it yet, yes, I do think that this is totally worth it. One other thing, when you come out, it looks like it's already closed for the day, unfortunately, but if you're facing the church, to the left on the corner are the stairs to go all the way up, and you can actually go up. I don't know how much it is. I'll put it on the screen. I'll try to look it up for you. That number could change by the time you see this. I don't know, so no guarantees there. But I do think it's worth it. It's not my favorite view of the city, not even top 5 favorite views of the city, but if you want to get a better look at the arches, if you want to actually walk up and over the church, see the towers, the gargoyles up close, that stuff is pretty cool. I'll post a picture of, one that I took when I went up there once. Gargoyle shot, obligatory. Definitely really nice though, very well worth it. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna go take another time lapse from over here. So yes, if it wasn't obvious, I definitely think this place is worth it. I love it. I just love going in every once in a while, just wander around, enjoy it. It's pretty awe-inspiring, and to think that it's hundreds of years old and they just stacked a bunch of rocks up and it turned into this, it's amazing. Beautiful. Hope you enjoy. Now to get back to the regular vlog footage. For those of you who were unaware, I do vlog literally every day, which hopefully the title screen gave that away, but you'd be surprised. And yeah, back to the morning. Morning. I had to finish my vlog this morning as well because I just conked out last night, as is expected when you're not feeling your best. I hope the whole Notre Dame thing went well. I figured out the mystery of my earbuds, I'm pretty sure, last night. What happened was when I was trying to put the camera on the roof of that car to get a shot of us just waiting outside the comedy club. Angles, oh. And I didn't have my tripod. I just started taking stuff out of my pockets. Like, I can use this, I can use that to try and prop it up. Mark tossed me a pack of cigarettes. Like, I couldn't get it to work. It wasn't happening. I'm pretty sure that at that point I took my earbuds out, or they fell out when I was digging around in my pocket. Probably put it, I don't know if I left it on the car or if it fell off to the side of the car, but I hope that the owner of that car or somebody really enjoys their new earbuds. The tragedy. Anyways, I'm gonna go for a run. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to get done today, so I don't know what else is gonna be in the vlog today, but we'll see what we get done. Segway dog walker dude is like one of my favorite parts of this park. I don't know if he goes to other parks or not, but he's amazing. 4 miles in some pace, who knows, I don't care. I didn't actually pay attention when she said, it's toasty out. I mean, it's not that hot, but running in the sun, woo-hoo. No. Désolé. Au revoir. She's asking if I was with the security detail that belongs to this car. Nope, I'm just a sweaty guy in running shorts. Anyways, I'm gonna go do this whole Notre Dame thing, and then I'm gonna try and get some work done. I have a lot of admin stuff to get done today to try and start shipping books. and it's going to be a long, painful process of doing so because I've got to ship each book individually, but the hope is that it goes well. So a lot of today is going to be spent just sitting at my computer, nothing particularly exciting. So let's go to see Notre Dame, and that should be exciting enough for today. I got a fair amount of work done, just getting organized, ordered proofs, like physical copies of the books to check them out before I like commit and actually start ordering all the books for Kickstarter backers. Figure I have some time. The fulfillment goal is by September, and I'm gonna beat that at this rate. So I figured take some time, look at the actual paperback, hardcover, make sure that they're printed properly, that everything is formatted well, everything looks good, works out, and do all that before I commit to like, you know, a couple hundred books. Seems wise. The other thing I did is I got started on my thank you stickers to patrons. So I'm gonna try and get some of those mailed today, but I got like 30 of them done. I got another like 50 to go. So it actually was really nice just to sit and do that and chat with Rachel for a bit. So I'm gonna go do this whole Notre Dame video that you've already seen and probably end it there. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. If you're thinking about becoming a patron, it's never too late. Love your support. We'll link as always to Patreon in the description below. And if this is the first time you've ever seen one of my vlogs because you found it because you were looking into Notre Dame, yeah, please do subscribe. Like I said, it'd be great to have you stick around. I vlog literally every day. Anyways, we're gonna go make that portion now, and you know, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Bye.